Are you ready?
Detroit basketball!
Peeps, how's it going? Today we got a different video. It's not a pregame, it is not a postgame, anything like that. This is usually an off-season video or right around trade deadline, but a lot of you guys have been asking me for this type of video. So I'm a man of the peeps. I'm going to give you guys what you want. These are my three players that I think the Pistons should target, and really are three players realistically that could be there after December 15th, once most of these players will be freed up. So, first off, we're going to start with the obvious one you can see, D'Angelo Russell. Now, he is somebody that we have wanted, at least the fan base has wanted, for a minute. He has matured very, very much since his days in LA, you know, the whole debacle with Nick Young, but you can't keep holding that accountable. When you're 18, 19, 20 years old in the league, you're going to do some dumb stuff when you're a millionaire. But I think the move to Brooklyn really matured him pretty fast. Obviously, he was an all-star last season. He is dealing with some injuries this year. Again, I'm not sure how much of that is he's actually hurt, or is Golden State just tanking and doing what San Antonio did when they had David Robinson and tanked for Tim Duncan. I'm not sure if that's the game plan or not. Either way, if he comes here, it would be huge for us, because what has been the Pistons' missing piece all through the Stan Van Gundy era and now transitioning into the Dwayne Casey era is we don't have a good starting point guard. If you bring in a player like D'Angelo, it gives you rational reason why Derrick Rose is coming off the bench for the guys who don't get why he's coming off the bench. Right now, Derrick Rose is the only active point guard who is actually a point guard on the active roster. Now, short-term solution or maybe a long-term solution is bringing Jordan Bone up here right now, letting him play. I'm very curious to see how he's playing, but knowing Dwayne Casey, this is the most Piston thing to do, is trade for a player. I do not have a problem trading for D'Lo at all. He's in his prime. He just got an extension, so it's not going to be a one-year rental or anything like that. He would be here for the full extent of his contract, which I believe would be 3.5 years once we acquire him December 15th. So I'm all in on the D'Lo bandwagon. He brings a lot to this team, a whole new scoring aspect that would eliminate Blake Ball if Blake's not a part of the trade. I don't know if we'd have enough pieces to do it straight up. It would probably have to be a 3-team trade, and either Blake or Drummond would be moved. I don't think we'd be able to keep all three of them. It would be ideal to keep all three, but for all these trades, I'm not trading Luke Kennard or Sekou. They're off limits. But, you know, D'Lo is a person you can build around. That would be a pretty good backcourt with D'Lo and Luke Kennard. A very good scoring one, I might add. So, I'm not sure if the Warriors are going to part ways with him. I'm not sure what the Warriors' plan is. But this is someone that's very high on my list, and it's very, very realistic that we could go out there and get him. Because of the salary cap that we are getting off the books next season, I think this would be our big free agent splash for next year, because there's not a whole lot of free agents that are going to come in here and change us next season. So I think this would be a very good move. Like, the contract's reasonable. You know, he's worth every nickel, penny, and dollar that he got paid. And being in the East, he would be an all-star. And being in the East, you can never tell what's going to happen. And a player like D'Lo, I mean, they won a game against Philly last year. I mean, they were very good, Brooklyn was last year. Giving a player like this, you never know what could happen in the playoffs. Again, I don't think this move will make us be better than Milwaukee or anything like that, but he would take us to a whole nother level. Staying on the point guard aspect, Lonzo Ball. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to be on the fence about this one. I get it. You know, there are some pros and there are some cons of this one. But again, it is a realistic trade. The Pelicans have slipped up. They are currently, I believe, second to last in the Western Conference right now. Maybe third. They're towards the bottom of the Western Conference. And in the West, you can't do that and make the playoffs unless they go on an insane, incredible run. Maybe when he comes back, I do not know. But he is currently hurt right now. I believe it is a groin injury. And that has been one of the bugaboos about his career, is injury prone. None of his injuries have been super serious, but they've been nagging injuries, ankle injuries, stuff like that. However, I think some of the pros is a risk because he's this is his 3rd year in the league. He's still super young. He's going to get better, and I like his game. His game fits with us. Like I said, Derrick Rose is the only true point guard we have out here. The good thing about Lonzo, he's a great defender. He may not lock you up every game, but he's going to be a pest defensively. He's very good. Got a defensive win share. Is pretty good. He's a good stealer person. He can block the ball every once in a while. He's not really a rim protector. Like, I don't want to compare him to Dwayne Wade, rim protecting, because Dwayne Wade, like I said, that's a poor example because Dwayne Wade's probably one of the best shot blocking shooting guards I've ever seen in my life. He's not a shot protector or a rim protector. I don't want to say rim protector. Why do I keep saying that? I don't know why I'm saying. I've got the big man mindset, but he doesn't block shots. That's what I'm trying to say. But he can contest his shots. There we go. That was a good way of wording. He can contest shots. He can guard 1 through 3, so he can switch. Very good defensive player. You guys can see his passing highlights. He can throw the ball from one side of the court to the other very accurately. So when you got people running in transition like Andre, when he gets out there, you will actually have a point guard looking to get him involved, and he'd be a good pick and roll point guard for the Detroit Pistons, getting people like Andre and Blake easy looks at the rim, while at the same time giving people like Luke Kennard, Tony Snell some great shots, even Langston Galloway if he's not part of the trade. Some very good looks at the 3. So again, another knock on him is his 3-point shooting. He's improved, but again, it hasn't really been there for him. So again, he's only a 3rd-year player, so he's going to have to get better. And I think that he was just overhyped. He's still a good player, very good role player, just overhyped. And lastly, for today, we can do some more of these as the year rolls on, is Harrison Barnes. I've been a big Harrison Barnes fan. I liked him in Golden State. I liked him in Dallas. Of course, I am a Mavs fan outside the Pistons, so I got to watch him a little bit in Dallas. But he's just a good player all the way around. Good defender, good guy you can go give him a bucket to. He does it all. He's a good, versatile Swiss Army knife. I almost called him a useless tool. My mind's just not in the right. He is not useless. He is a very good, solid player. Again, I do believe he just got an extension with Sacramento, but Sacramento is dealing with some injuries. Their star player, De'Aaron Fox, he's been hurt all season long, so they might try to make a run at this thing. I don't know, but they're kind of just middle of the pack out west, kind of just floating around and staying afloat. So this would be a move for them that they would probably look to get a draft pick out of. Is he worth a first? I don't know. Again, these details, these are just players I want. I don't know what any of these teams would want for any of these players. They're just players I personally would want. So I don't know what any of these would entail, but I think they're all realistic. They're not like superstars or anything that's going to shake up the league or anything like that. Maybe D'Lo, but Harrison Barnes, we only got, again, small forward wise is Tony Snell. Outside of that, we really don't have too many small forwards. Markieff is really a 4. He can play the 3, but solidifying the small forward position, Harrison Barnes, one of the guys who can come off the bench with Derrick Rose and improve the bench scoring wise. Or he can come in here and start. It does not matter. He's just one of those guys. Either way, he's going to be useful. But he would be a very good player to have. He makes you deeper, adds more scoring, adds more defending, because our defense does suck, and he's a very good individual defender. So all 3 of these guys would make the Pistons better. Out of these 3 guys, because I believe we'd only be able to get one, who would be the one you want to go out there and get? Also, if I miss anyone that you wanted to add here, go ahead and put that down in the comments. But what would you guys give up for these 3 players, if any of them? Leave it down in the comments. Instagram, Twitter, DSA members in the description. Saturday, 1 p.m. we go on here and have a live debate show talking hoops, not just the Pistons. So come out 1 p.m. for Above the Rim. We'll have a good time, and I'll see you guys tomorrow when we go live for the Pistons game. Peace.